Hello, everyone. My name is Earl Rybon, and this is my midterm presentation on Tom Ford. So, inside of this PowerPoint presentation, some things will be covered. It will be the introduction to Tom Ford, timeline, iconic garments, visual aesthetics, target customer, and retail formats. In a quick introduction to Tom Ford, he is a luxury menswear designer. He was known for turning Gucci into one of the most profitable luxury brands. He's an avid filmmaker and director, and he's also worked for many other brands before establishing his own. Here is quite a big timeline for Tom Ford regarding not only his personal life, but how he became a brand owner himself. He was born in Austin, Texas in 1961. He then moved to New York for an art degree at NYU in 1979. He dropped out of NYU to pursue acting in 1980, and after that acting career, he enrolled at Parsons to study architecture, but switched to fashion in 1980 as well. He was offered a job at Remy Ellis, which was, and I quote, helmed by Marc Jacobs at the time, in 1988. He took over the creative director position at Gucci in 1994 and bought YSL as part of the Gucci Group in 1994 as well. Holding company Pinault Printemps Rideau purchased 68% of the Gucci Group in 2003. Because of this, as a result, Tom left the Gucci Group in 2004. Conception of Tom Ford began at this time also due to cosmetics and fragrances. He founded his film company named Fade to Black in 2005. He also launched a range of luxury menswear in 2006. This was the first time he was introducing himself as a menswear and luxury designer. He found success with that, and he also opened a two-story menswear flagship store in 2007. At this time, he announced an international expansion of flagships and menswear, the brand in 2007. This would go to places such as Milan and Los Angeles. He was awarded Designer of the Year in 2008 as a resulting fact. And then he also came out with a movie named Single Man in 2009, which was very critically acclaimed and one of his most successful pieces of work. He returned to women's wear for select showrooms in 2010 and Vogue editorials, etc. He was nominated for a BFA Designer Brand Award in 2012. He also married Richard Buckley. They were together for 27 years at this point. When he actually first met Richard Buckley, he was working for Women's Wear Daily. This was all in 2014. And in modern day, he is currently still a major player in luxury menswear. Some iconic garments. When it comes to Tom Ford, he can be seen as making gorgeous gowns for high-class celebrities to walk down the red carpet. However, that is not what he is mostly known for. In terms of iconic silhouettes and garments, there is one thing no one does like Tom: the suit. When it comes to menswear, celebrities love to show off their Tom Ford suits on runways and red carpets. You can actually see this picture on the right is Jay-Z wearing a Tom Ford suit. In fact, his main flagship store in NYC is surrounded around Ford's iconic blazers and suits. When it comes to visual aesthetics, Ford is the ideal designer and creative individual. He was a filmmaker, as stated earlier in the timeline, but he's also directed numerous visual shots for advertisements and other brands. For example, he directed the infamous YSL Opium advertisement in 2000 that got banned in the UK. This, at one point, was known as one of the mainly controversial ads of the time and for years following. Advocated to have brand Tom Ford represented on other media outlets as well. For instance, his iconic Tom Ford suit was featured on Justin Timberlake's 2013 smash album, The 2020 Experience. This was important for him to not only be a creative individual himself, but also have his brand represented through other creatives. His target customer is actually quite an interesting topic. He has a main target market of those who are looking for menswear, urban men who are fit, around 30s to 50s, someone who has an open mind and is culturally sound and aware, and someone who has lots of disposable income. Actually, in an interview that he did with CNBC, he said that his ideal customer is someone who is similar to himself, which makes it easier for him to define his consumer and target market. In this interview, he described that when he designs and he does work, he has himself in mind. and that makes it easier for him to see his target customer and what would relate and what would not relate to his customers. When it comes to retail formats, his first retail format was his flagship store that opened in 2007. Flagships later opened in London, Milan, Los Angeles, and Hawaii from 2007 to 2010 in a 3-year span. As of 2017, there are 49 freestanding Tom Ford stores and 77 shop-in-shops. These are opposite of those freestanding stores. Ford also sells his fragrance and cosmetics products through department stores such as a Macy's. You can purchase his clothing through online stores such as Farfetch or his own website. So in conclusion, that was my presentation on Tom Ford as a designer and a brand owner himself.